Coming back for revenge at Belgian Waffle Ride San Diego. Watch out, Pete.
Hey there, friends. Coming back to you with another episode of the Pre-Ride Show presented by FSA, and have yet another World Tour member sitting down with us. Team Alpes and Phoenix, Eddie Anderson. Eddie, what's going on, man? Thanks for being here with us.
Thanks for having me. I'm super excited to be here and at Unbound for the weekend.
Right on. You kind of first burst onto my scene anyway in 2019 at the BWR San Diego. You raced for Hagens Berman then. An incredible effort and such a close finish. How did you feel about that? What did you feel coming out of that ride?
Yeah, gravel was something that Hagens Berman was on the table for 2019, and I said, sign me up, it sounds awesome. And I had a great time at the Waffle Ride in San Diego. One of my most memorable races to date, I would say, and also one of the most grueling, one of the hardest. But ever since then, I've longed to do more of this gravel racing, and I'm super excited to be here this weekend. Thankful for the team to get behind it and add yet another discipline to our race schedule.
I got to think that the whole time getting to the Pro Tour level was an ambition of yours. When you got that call, what did that feel like?
Oh, it was great, and everything happened such at the last minute. It was December of last year when it all came together, so it was a bit stressful, and I wasn't sure what I was going to be doing this year, but it made it even sweeter when I got the call. And from the get-go, the team was excited to add gravel to the race calendar, and they made that clear when I signed on to the team. So yeah, I've been super excited about 2020, 2021.
We're all confused at this point. It was the year that wasn't. What was your first oh shit moment? Welcome to the World Tour that you had, be it race or a training camp or something like that.
Yeah, I would say, so our training camp actually got reduced in February, so I wasn't able to attend that because of the pandemic. But when they sent all the clothing and materials and team kit and bike and everything, it felt a lot more real.
Big boxes show up at your door.
Definitely. And then aside from that, I'd say showing up to the first race over in first race was Circuit Wallonie, not so long ago really. But that was when I met my teammates for the first time. And yeah, it was my first time being more integrated into the team, but yeah, it felt real then for sure. And from there it was full gas. We raced Wallonie, a day of rest, and then Trobre-Lyon, which was also sort of a gravel race over in the western region of France, was super cool. And after that, Ruta del Sol down in the Andalusia region of Spain.
Beautiful.
But hard racing, but all super fun, and yeah, it was a good initiation into the team.
Is it surreal at sometimes to where you kind of, whether it's pedaling along in a peloton and you look over and there's this guy or that guy and things like that, or even in the dang team bus, you're like, for me, that would just blow me away.
Yeah, I definitely have to pinch myself sometimes, because if you had asked me even just 5-6 years ago, oh, you're going to be racing these races against these people or with such and such, I would have said, just walk away. You're lying. You're not telling the truth. I don't believe you one bit. So it's really, really cool to be here. And I'm super excited for the opportunity at hand.
What are the biggest changes from, say, the domestic pro level to that world tour level? It's a massive level jump, both in experience and speed and timing and everything like that. But what would you say was the biggest learning curve from a physical standpoint? Or were you ready for it? Were you there? Obviously, you got the call up to the big leagues, so you were ready for it.
Yeah, but everyone has a learning curve. And I think it's just hard. It's just a lot harder. There's not really another way to put it, I don't think. But everyone at that level is so resistant to fatigue, so they can ride 300 watts all day and then still ride, full gas up the final climb. And yeah, so everyone is at the very top of their game. And the wins are made by these marginal differences, and yeah, everyone's super fast. So the racing is just that much harder, I would say.
And clearly you're on one of the top teams, top teams caliber wise. You have access to the best equipment and all these other things. How do they set you up for that level of success in terms of either the pre-race or the post-race and the training and everything like that?
Yeah, I'm super thankful to be on the team for this year and to have such amazing support, because I truly think we have like some of the very best nutrition, the best bikes, the best group set, and also staffing support that I could even ask for. So Shimano has been great, and with the GRX stuff that's just come out, I'm really excited to use that this weekend at Unbound. The Canyon bikes are phenomenal. Our race bike is the Aeroad CFR, and wow, it feels like a rocket ship when you hop on that thing. This weekend I'll be on the Grail with Vittoria tires, and I think it's a pretty bomb-proof setup, and I'm excited to let it rip.
Well, like many of the World Tour teams and even the domestic teams, they have now a focus on gravel, because it's grown in popularity, it's grown in notoriety. Regardless if it comes with the big paycheck or whatever, it's still important stuff. And the races here in the U.S. are exploding. They sent you over here to compete and contend.
100%. I think the gravel scene is huge. It's blowing up, and it's such a great thing for the sport. All of a sudden, it connects amateur athletes with professional athletes. It's a great way to be more personable as an athlete, and relate, like show that we are like people that just everyday people to relate to. Great for brands to get behind as a way to market themselves, and yeah, I think teams are realizing that, companies are realizing that, and that's bringing more and more professional athletes to these events. And yeah, they're getting harder and harder. So I may have done pretty well at the waffle ride 2 years ago, but we'll see if that's still enough, to do a good finish here.
I think you're going to do just fine, brother. I think you're going to do just fine. What else are they lining you up for? What other races are on your calendar, both whether here domestically on gravel or back over in Europe?
Yeah, they want to do a full gravel calendar for the rest of the year, pretty much. So I'm really excited for that. I got into cycling because of the adventure aspect of the sport, largely, as initially as a mountain biker, but I think that a lot of those aspects are present in the gravel scene as well. I love the community behind these events, and so I couldn't be more excited to line up at the events, these types of events, for the rest of the year. So
let's talk about Saturday for a little bit.
Yeah.
You're staying over at the Canyon House. We got some frenemies in there, as we call them. Has any of these guys or gals given you any tips or advice or counsel on what to expect on Saturday?
Yeah, I've hired my own spy to figure out setting a setup and tire pressure and everything. So.
Going rogue underground like that, I like it.
No, but I'm really happy to have their support here, and yeah, we're competitors on Saturday, but I think what is special about this gravel community is we are all friends. And you could say that about my Canyon teammates, but you could also say that about Joe Schmo on the street. Like you just walk up to anyone and everyone is super nice and personable. But yeah, back to the Canyon House, I think we have a great team of staff and riders, and everyone's sharing the beta of the course and what they've learned. So I think that is adding a lot of value to my experience, and hopefully will also pay off on Saturday when it matters.
No doubt it will.
Yeah.
I got to ask you happen to be teammates with one of the most powerful and important cyclists to come along in a long, long time. What's that like? Is there a bit of, even though you're contemporaries, are you able to just realize that, dude, this is Matthew Vanderpool here. Like, what am I doing? Like, how cool is that?
If you had told me I was going to be teammates with him, like I said, like 5 years ago, I would say you're lying. You're not telling the truth. So it's really cool. But yeah, like anyone, he's just a cyclist, and he loves the sport just like we do. So yeah, we're doing it all for the same reason.
Right on. That's great to hear. And I think that's what the beauty of gravel is. And we see more athletes rolling in now and picking up their reg bags. And, you know, we got World Tour guys here. We got other rad looking guys here. That's what it's all about. I think that's really what this sport is all about. And you bring, I think you bring a fresh vibrancy to the sport. And as a fan, it's been great to watch your rise and ascendancy into the position you're in. And, you know, for sure, keep up the great efforts, and good luck to you.
Thank you, and thank you for doing what you're doing, for covering these events and promoting the sport. And yeah, thanks for the time today.
I want to see you back in San Diego just so we can get another one of those iconic images of you just completely wrecked and mud-stained
Well, you can take one after Unbound on Saturday. I might look just as bad.
Right on. I know you're going to give it all, brother.
But yeah, see you out there on Saturday.
You know you will.
Yeah.
Thanks for tuning in to this episode of the Pre-Ride Show presented by FSA. My friend Eddie Anderson. Be sure to click the subscribe button on the YouTube channel and the little bell next to it so you get the notifications of all the other interviews that are going to drop over the next couple days. Thanks for looking in.
Yeah, I could not be more excited to be here. And yeah, like I said, like I think gravel racing is really why I got into cycling in the first place. Like, it represents that, it embodies adventure and just getting out there. And regardless of what happens, you know, if I flat 20 times like Taylor Finney did, it's going to be like, it'll still be an epic story to write home about.
Because a bunch of those dudes will be riding with you on the way and going, yeah, I rode with Eddie Anderson.
No, but I'll have a great time riding with them and getting to meet them. And like, that's what's so cool about these events is, like, even if something catastrophic like that happens, like it'll still be a day to remember and not a day to write off.
Yeah.
Like sometimes maybe a road race or like if you crash out of a crit, it's over.
Yeah.
But yeah, whatever happens, I'm excited for Saturday.
I should have asked this, but we'll just keep talking here. This is kind of cool. Stage race ambitions. Any of the World Tour events? Are we going to get you in any of the Grand Tours?
Not this year, but maybe in the future. I would love to line up at a Grand Tour. It's definitely a dream of mine.
Right on.
I'm just, speaking of Grand Tours, I'm hoping my also Canyon teammate Matteo Jorgensen, who just came from the Giro, is tired and too tired for Saturday.
He looked pretty good.
You better be tired, Matteo, if you're watching this.
We chatted with him a little bit ago. He's looking fresh. Said he just got in last night, no jet lag.
Well, he's now sleeping. I don't know where he's going to sleep because apparently he's sleeping at the house. So I'll make sure he's sleeping on the floor.
Okay.
And so his
walk by every now and then.
Yeah, I'll wake him up.
Love it, brother. Thank you so much. Good luck.
Yeah, thanks.